Reading.
Listen and practice.
Over 2,000 years ago, there were many rich people in Rome. The Roman government controlled a lot of land. They controlled most of Europe. The Romans forced everyone to use Roman customs. Everyone paid Roman taxes and obeyed Roman laws. The government workers had to speak Latin. Latin was the language of Rome. Rich Romans had two houses. They had one house in the country and one house in the city. The houses had many rooms. There was a garden in the middle. The floors and walls had beautiful tiles. Artists painted pictures on the tiles. The houses had water, a kitchen, and heating. Most people at that time didn't have these things. Many rich Romans had slaves. The slaves cooked and cleaned. Romans took men, women, and children from other countries to work as slaves. The Romans ate 3 meals a day. They ate the main meal in the afternoon. They ate for several hours. Rich families asked friends to come over for a big meal. They had special foods like mice, oysters, and peacock. They ate with their fingers or a spoon. During meals, Romans didn't sit on chairs. They lay on sofas. Most Romans went to public baths. They relaxed and met friends there. They swam in the pools, read, ate, and got a haircut. There were 3 kinds of baths: very cold, warm, and hot. Romans cleaned their bodies in another way. They rubbed olive oil on their bodies. Then they took it off with a knife. They believed clean people were very healthy. Rich Romans were always clean. The men shaved their face hair and had short haircuts. Some men dyed their hair black. Women had long hair and wore makeup. They put powder on their faces and put color on their lips. The Romans also wanted to smell clean. They used a lot of perfume. They used different perfumes for different parts of their bodies. They put perfume on their furniture, clothes, and horses too. The rich Romans had interesting lives. Today we use many things from the Romans, such as perfume, glass windows, and even ketchup.
Listen and practice.
Every night it's the same thing. They argue all the time, and we can hear every word they say. During the day it's not so bad because they're both out, but in the evenings, it's terrible. Usually they start arguing about which TV show to watch. Then he slams the door and goes down the street to a bar. Last night, he came back really drunk. He was shouting outside his front door, "Open the door, you, so-and-so." I won't tell you the language he used, but she wouldn't open it. She opened a window instead and threw a plant at him. Tonight, she threw a chair at my poor husband. They're so selfish. They don't care about our baby one bit.
Listen and practice.
Jack is a college student, but he's still a teenager. He works very hard and is very organized. When his teachers hand out worksheets and other material, Jack always puts them in his notebook according to the date. That way, when he needs to look at a particular handout, he can find it easily. Jack's brother Joe is different. He's still in high school, and he doesn't work very hard in school. But he works hard at his job. He delivers newspapers early in the morning, and he's always happy on payday when he gets his paycheck. In the evenings, he often stays up late and looks at different websites. Jack was similar to Joe when he was in high school. Maybe Joe will change when he becomes a college student.
Listen and practice.
My uncle is a farmer. He grows watermelons. Each year in June, he harvests his watermelons. Then he sells them at the farmer's market. This year, someone began selling watermelons in early May. Most people think the earlier, the better. If they sell their watermelons early, surely they can make more money because people can't wait to buy their first watermelon of the season, even at a higher price. But there is a problem. Watermelons take time to grow. The fruits are juicy and sweet only when they are fully grown. Grandma saw some farmers rushing to harvest their watermelons. She told my uncle, "Don't be a fool. Think about it. If you buy a watermelon that tastes sour, will you buy it again?" A farmer should always be proud of growing the best food for people. Of course, my uncle didn't sell his watermelons early. He sells his sweet, juicy watermelons with pride.
Listen and practice.
Henry Ford was a man who truly changed the world. He was born on July 30th, 1863. He grew up on a farm in Michigan in the United States. When he was old enough, he left his family's farm and moved to Detroit to start living his dream. Mr. Ford wanted to make cars. In 1903, Mr. Ford started the Ford Motor Company. At that time, the company was only able to make a few cars each day. In 1908, Mr. Ford made the Model T. Everyone loved it. However, Mr. Ford could not make the Model T cars fast enough to meet the high demand. In 1913, Mr. Ford changed the way his company made cars. He decided to make a moving assembly line. The workers stayed in one place while the car parts moved on a conveyor belt. This lowered both the time it took to make the cars and the costs. Today, Henry Ford's great idea lives on. Assembly lines like his are still being used by many companies all over the world. Mr. Ford truly was an amazing man.
Listen and practice.
There was a little tree growing on the vacant lot near Mr. Smith's house. Every day, Mr. Smith would see this tree on his way to work. "Someday you will be big and give people shade," Mr. Smith said One day Mr. Smith saw a man with an axe standing near the tree. "Oh, please don't cut it down," called Mr. Smith. "This is my land. I want to build a house here," said Mr. Brown. "This tree is in the way." "But it is such a nice tree," said Mr. Smith. "May I dig it up and put it in my yard?" "Yes," said Mr. Brown. "I would be glad to have somebody take it." Mr. Smith got a shovel. Together he and Mr. Brown dug up the tree and planted it in Mr. Smith's yard. Mr. Smith was happy. Mr. Brown was happy too. And you know what? I think, just maybe, the tree was happy as well.
Listen and practice.
Mr. Plano is more than 80 years old. He is healthy and happy. He rarely needs a doctor. What is the trick of keeping old age away from this old man? He says his trick is keeping busy. When you visit his home, you will find a lot of furniture and picture frames. He makes them himself. Is he a carpenter? No, Mr. Plano is not a carpenter. He was a gym teacher before he retired. When he retired, he started making furniture. He learned to cut, saw, sand, and glue. He loves wood, and he loves woodworking. More importantly, he loves to be busy. He collects the furniture that people throw away. From these old pieces of furniture, he makes stools, desks, tables, and picture frames. He says he is happy to be as busy as a bee.
Listen and practice.
Look around you. See the natural world. Birds that fly, animals that walk, and insects that crawl on the ground. It's all very interesting. Stop, look, and listen. If you open your eyes to nature, you will learn a lot. Look at an anthill, for example. At first, it looks like just another pile of sand on the ground. But look closer. What do you see? Ants are amazing insects. They work hard and do not rest. That's right, ants never sleep. Now that is amazing. They are small too, but they have big brains. Each ant has about 250,000 brain cells. That's a lot for such a small creature. Ants are really strong too. How strong? Think about this. An ant can lift something that is 50 times its weight. And it does this with its mouth. Ants pick up and carry really heavy things with their mouths. Wow! Oh, and there's one more thing. There are lots of ants. How many? For every human, there are more than 1,000,000 ants. So stop, look, and listen. Nature is amazing.
Listen and practice.
Some kids play baseball in their spare time. Some kids just sit around watching television. But Molly and Lily spend their time thinking of ways to help small animals. One day, their neighbor, Mr. Jones, came to them with a baby bird. It fell from its nest in the tree in our backyard, said Mr. Jones. "Its mother left, and no one came to help this poor little bird. Can you girls help?" The girls made a warm nest in a box. They went on the internet and found out how to take care of a baby bird. In a few weeks, the bird was strong. It was able to fly. They took it to the backyard and let it go. They were amazed to see it fly away. That's when they got the idea. The two girls made a sign. It said, "Animal Hospital."
Listen and practice.
On a nice summer weekend, Mike and his brother went fishing. They had good luck and caught some big fish. Happy with their catch, they put the fish in a pail and took them home. They were eager to have fish for dinner, especially since they had caught the fish themselves. The brothers proudly began to prepare the fish for supper. But then their sister Anne came home and saw the fish. She was very upset. Just seeing the fish made her want to cry. "Why did you bring the fish back?" she asked angrily. "They are lovely when they live freely in the rivers." "Don't you want to have a good dinner?" said one of her brothers. "No, I don't want to have dinner tonight," Anne protested. She would not let her brothers kill the fish and cook them in the pot. The two brothers loved their sister. They thought about what she had said. "Don't worry, we will take the fish back to the river," they agreed. Anne went with them. Now she had a big smile on her face.